What's up, YouTube? This is me, David Sarche, representing Christ Center Mental Health. Coming to you real quick. As you can tell by the title of this video, I want to talk about something I haven't talked about in a while. I want to talk about my mom's passing. I mentioned it briefly in my life update video a couple weeks ago, but as you know, that my mom passed August 22nd, 2021 of this year. And I was still in the hospital when she passed. So I wasn't even able to be there for her last moments. But like I thankfully the hospital I was in, they worked it out for me to at least go see her when she was in the hospital in palliative care. So I got to see her then. Um, she was unconscious. She wasn't she wasn't cautious at all. She was but yeah, she I wasn't able to see her when she passed in the hospice care unit that she was in. I wish I was there, but I wasn't able to be there because I was in the hospital myself recovering. But yeah, it's been really hard on me. I've just been dealing with that, dealing with my own stuff. What happened was, well, some of you may already know, but well, she was living with me, but then um, she ended up having a stroke, which ended up landing her in the hospital, and eventually she ended up in a nursing home where she's been for till she died. But she had a stroke and she was in a nursing home, and one day when there was on a Sunday when I was in this LTAC facility. Hold on. I was in an LTAC facility, and I got a call from the nurse in the nursing home. So I answered the call, and the nurse told me that she went to go wake up my mom, and she found that it was like early in the morning, and she found that my mom was unresponsive. And so when she found her unresponsive, she was sweating. My mom was sweating profusely, and her heart rate was up, her blood pressure was up. So she called me to ask, well, she called her doctor first, and she couldn't get a hold of her doctor. So then she called me and asked me if I wanted her to go to the hospital, and I said, of course. So they sent her to the hospital, and that's when we found out that she had a brain bleed on the right side of her brain. It was a massive one, and they said they didn't think she was gonna make it, and they said that they wanted to put her into palliative care. So we agreed to put her into palliative care, and yeah, we got to see her one last time, and she she passed. I mean, the thing is, I'm thankful that she didn't suffer before she passed. At least I don't think she did. I hope she didn't. I mean, they did their best to make her feel comfortable before she passed. She wasn't in a whole lot of pain. She was unconscious the whole time, so I'm pretty sure she didn't feel any pain. I'm thankful for that. But it's but yeah. As I've said before, my mom suffered with a lot of she suffered with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia disorder, and she absolutely refused to take her medication. And so over the years as she got older, her mental illnesses just got worse because she refused to take her medication. It got so bad to the point where she was just constantly talking to her voices all day, every day. When people would come over, when my sisters would come over, or church people would come over, she knew how to not respond to the voices. But as soon as they left, she would go right back to just talking to the voices constantly 24/7. And she would like yell and scream at them all day and slam cabinets. And yeah, it wasn't a good sight. It made me really sad to see her like that. Um, and actually, she's part of the reason why I'm so adamant about me taking my medication, because I see what not taking medication has done to her, and I don't want the same thing to happen to me. I mean, I know that with my mental illness, I know that mental illnesses are progressive, so they get worse. They gradually get worse as you get older. But the medication slows down the progression, and that's what I'm hoping for. Anyways, like my mom wasn't the perfect mother. She wasn't like the best mother out there, but I mean, she did her best despite her condition. She did her best by me, and like I appreciate her. I appreciate what she's been for me, and I hope that she knows that I loved her. And I still do love her very much. And like, yeah, she made her mistakes because of her illness, but what mother doesn't make mistakes? Like, yeah, I hope she knew that I did love her, and I do love her, and I will always love her. Um, I do. One of my biggest regrets is that I argued with her a lot. Like, I wish I didn't argue with her in her last days so much. I wish I would have just let things go and let her do what she wanted to do instead of arguing with her so much. I should have never done that. Like, I mean, then this just be a lesson for those of you who have loved ones who you're arguing with. Like, don't argue with your loved ones anymore. Like, make up with them. If you're in a fight with one of your loved ones, please, I beg you to just go to them and make up with them, because you never know when they're gonna be gone. And trust me, you don't want to live with the fact that the last words you said to them was in an argument, in a heated situation like an argument. Like, so if you're in a heated situation with a loved one, please, I beg you to go to them and make up with them, make amends with them, like ask for their forgiveness for what you did, and don't try and force them to ask for forgiveness. Just take responsibility for your part. But yeah, um, yeah, I wish I didn't argue with my mom so much. I mean, there was an instant that keeps replaying in my mind. I remember before we got utility assistance during the winter time, I kept turning the heat off because I didn't want to pay a extraordinarily high electric bill. And my mom was kept saying it's cold, and I just kept telling her to put on a jacket. I wish I would have just turned up the heat. Like, I could have paid the really high electric bill. I don't know. I wish I would have done that. Like, I wish I would have just turned it up to make her comfortable. And if I could go back in time, that's exactly what I would do. Um, Another thing that I regret is I wish I would have shared the gospel with her more often. I mean, I did share the gospel a little bit with her, but I feel like I didn't really get really deep into the nitty gritty of the gospel with her, and I hope she was saved. Like, I really do, and I hope that one day I'll be able to see her again, either when I go to be with the Lord or when Christ returns, whichever comes first. I really hope I can see my mom again, because I really want to see her again. And maybe next time I see her, it'll be in her glorified body, and I'll be in my glorified body, and neither one of us will have mental illness ever again, and we can actually have a real relationship. But yeah, I hope I can see her again. Uh, Yeah, this has been really tough on me. I know it has. I've been putting on a tough face and been acting like it's not really phasing me. But on the inside, if you could see on the inside of me, you could see that this has really been tearing me up on the inside. And I started attending a grief and loss support group along with my bipolar and schizophrenia support groups. And the grief and loss support group has really been helping me out a lot, and I appreciate them. I've also been watching TED Talks on grief and loss, and that's been helping me out as well. Um, Another thing that's helped me is my sisters actually, when they had when they had our mom cremated, they gave me her ashes, and that's helped me out because now I feel like I always have my mom with me, even though she's physically gone. I have her ashes, and therefore I still feel like she's still with me. And I'm going to always keep her ashes. I know people have asked me, what am I going to do with her ashes? Am I going to dump her ashes someplace or whatever? No, I'm going to keep her ashes forever. I'm not going to let them go because I want my mom with me forever. I'm not going to dump her ashes anywhere because then I won't have her anymore. So I want to hold on to these ashes for as long as possible. Um, I do admit that my sadness, I'm sad because I do feel like I lost my mom all over again. Like I lost my mom one time when I was 13 due to me going into foster care. And when I finally get reunited with my mom again, after so many years, I end up losing her again, and this time to death. And it's been really tearing me up on the inside. I've really been I think I think about that like over and over and over. I'm like I lost her again. I can't believe it. But yeah, something that's been helping me, something that's been helping me get through this is I pray and I pray and I pray to the Lord, and I feel like He has given me a peace about this, but I'm still like really bothered by her passing. Um, Also, I do feel like I'm like a modern day Isaac because in the same way that Isaac was comforted by his wife when his mom died, Isaac from the Old Testament, by the way, in the book of Genesis, it says that Isaac was comforted by his wife when his mom died. In the same way, my wife has been a great source of comfort to me. She came at the perfect timing. God really knew what He was doing when He gave me my wife. Like she really came at the perfect timing, and I appreciate her so much for all she's been to me, and I'm so thankful to God for her. But yeah, also, I don't want it to ever change. That I miss my mom every day, and I don't want that to ever change because at least when I'm missing her, I still feel like I'm still connected to her somehow, and I don't want to ever forget her. Um, I don't regret. I do not regret giving up my place of residence to go get my mom off the streets when she was homeless in Barstow. Like, yes, we were homeless for a while too after that because I gave up my place of residence. But I knew that the Lord was behind it, and the Lord helped me get her off the streets. And I ended up bringing her back to Colorado, and then eventually I brought her to Ohio so my sisters can help. And now, because I did that, my mom got to spend the end of her life around all three of her children, and and all three of us got to be there, like in the hospital together with her when she was on palliative care. Like, so I don't regret it. Like, I know, like, I tend to be pretty rash sometimes. I do things all in impulse, especially when I'm really frustrated. But in this instance, me going out to get her off the streets in Barstow, like, actually, I believe it was of the Lord. God used my impulsiveness to pretty much save my mom and allow her to live a little bit longer. And I'm thankful to God for that. And I would do it again if I was put in the same position again. Um, I will always cherish her memories. I have some of her pictures. I do want to share with you guys um, one picture of her. Like, it's actually my favorite picture. Hold on. It's actually my favorite picture of her. It's of me. And it's of me as a little child and her. And it's my favorite picture of her. It's obviously it's an older picture, so she's a lot younger. Um, Hold on. That's not it. Hold on. Hmm. Well, okay, here's my second favorite picture. I don't know if you can see that, but that's her. That's my second favorite picture. As you can see, that's her right there, and then that's me as a little boy. Like, I don't know if you can see that. Let me hold it closer. That's what, like, but yeah, that's our picture. Like, this is really tough on me. Please, if you're a Christian, please pray for me. Pray for my sisters, and just um, pray that God will give us His peace, and that yeah, just like, this has really been tough on me. Anyways, so I want to close. Another thing that's really helped me out a lot is my wife created a group on Facebook called Reformed Christians in Mourning, and that group's helped me out. Like, I post things in there like about my mom and stuff, and like, it's really helped me like really vent. Like, and it's I wanted to like let you guys know about this. If you're a Reformed Christian, a Protestant Reformed Christian, like meaning you're a Calvinist and you're mourning for the loss of someone, this group is for you. You can join this group. I'll post a link to the group in the description box so you guys can join the group yourself, if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I mean, it helped me, and I'm pretty sure it'll help you too. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Yeah, this video has been pretty heavy, and I hope if you stuck it through this whole time, I thank you and I appreciate it. All right, have a good day. God bless you. Bye.